All right, people. Y'all know what it is. We in this bitch. Shit, I don't get monetized anyway, so we can cuss in the first. We cuss in the first 2 minutes.
We'll say the first 2 minutes.
Where when you not monetized, you can do shit like that. The
Yeah,
people that's monetized, they can't do shit like that.
yeah, they got to get that warning.
Yeah,
And
man.
again, yeah,
I kind of like it like that, right?
I mean that's a certain level of freedom.
hmm
Uh, you know,
that
because
we lack today.
that's a form of being coerced into not saying certain things for pay though.
Right,
All coercion ain't um, force with a negative connotation.
right. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Salutes everybody. Yeah, I mean, we got
All the
us.
moms, brothers
Yep,
whose moms still living. We
yep.
thank God for mom, giving us life, risking her life to bring life to
Into
this
the
earth
world. Yeah.
because it's through the womb that we get answers to the world's problems. Every
Mm,
scientist, every astronomer, every doctor, singer, every entertainer, anybody who's anybody has all come through the womb. So that just shows the significance of the female, in particular, the mom. And so today is generally a day that people take time to acknowledge um, their mothers, and it's sad that we live in a day and time where mother, the feminine principle, is under attack, and it's not under attack by the manosphere. It's way deeper than this, gender war that we see on YouTube. But that's neither here nor there. Basically, what I'm saying is salute to the moms. We appreciate you for whatever you was. You
mm,
gave us life, and if it wasn't for you and
mm,
God being with you, holding you through that experience, we wouldn't have made it. So
mm.
we'll put that out there real quick.
No, that's real. That's real stuff because, and like B said, it's sad that as a society we're conditioned to only glorify our mothers this one day out the whole year, which you should be glorifying your mother every day out the year. So it shouldn't be just uh one particular time that you go all out for. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So yeah, salutes to all the mothers, like B said, without the woman presence, we wouldn't be here. So just as much as a woman needs the men needs the woman just as much, you know.
Right. One can't exist without the other one.
Exactly. So it's no, I mean one person, well, one sex is dominant over the other. We both work hand in hand, you know.
Right. Shit, that's the only way we're gonna get anything done.
Yeah, but we do appreciate the fact that y'all can carry us for 9 months and make sure that we are born on this earth without no flaws.
Right.
So yeah, salutes to the mothers that's out there. Salutes to the brothers who still got their mothers in their lives and stuff. Yeah, man. Salutes to everybody on this Mother's Day. We, yeah, we appreciate it. Shit.
Let me see. Log in real quick.
Let me go ahead. Yeah, I mean, y'all, go check out Naeem Edwards. Yeah, I mean, her channel. Definitely, definitely, she be on it, and she getting into that 48 laws of power. So that's definitely a wonderful topic to talk about. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, you tried to trip me just now.
In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting, hosted by Naeem Edwards.
Collecting information through spying is essential to wielding power. To wield power, you need to understand others, their intentions, goals, and ambitions, as well as secrets, weaknesses, and ulterior motives. This knowledge enables you to predict what they'll do in the future. However, most people won't intentionally tell you these things. You need a way to ferret out the information without their knowing it. When you know your opponent's secrets, you can predict his behavior and control him. You can enlist spies to gather intelligence for you, but it's better to be a spy yourself. Adopt a friendly manner, and you'll get people to spill their plans and weaknesses. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. Law 14 of the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
Let's go. Yeah, man. Shout out to Naeem Edwards for that. And I forgot to put that in the description. Don't worry. When this is over with, it will be in there. And if y'all don't want to wait, just go to a page. It's the last video. So yeah, y'all go check that out. But yeah, we gonna have a interesting one. This the conversation we were supposed to get to on yesterday's live.
My
But
bad. I had to step out real quick.
no, you good. But we didn't get to this video, and I'm gonna see if I can get the other Marfugal up. But yeah, we got Marfugal going on today. Yeah, man, and we're gonna be talking about this G5 solar storm that's happening as we speak, and Russia and their EMP plans. So this is why it says today's me versus grid down me. Cause it's gonna be two different me's. I'm letting you know that now. Just like B said, today
Right.
me ain't gonna be grid down me.
Yeah. Um the person I am while lights on is not gonna be the same person I am when they go off. The same rules I live by while the lights on not gonna be the same rules and principles I live by when the lights off.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be a time like, bruh, I don't think people really grasp the concept. Like, have you ever been in a storm and your light just randomly went out, and you just walk around the house like, dang, what when we get where I get this? I need this, need that, bruh. Just imagine doing that for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days.
And see, this the thing. If you somewhere where it stores, if you're not out there in that first wave, then good luck. Which means you're gonna have to travel more to get to your supplies if that's what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Feedback. Yeah. So
Oh yeah, I got it. All right. All right, so yeah, I got the satellite one downloaded now. That shit's gonna be up in a couple seconds. But yeah, this grid down and be saying people already act crazy now. Like you look at it, if you go outside and you just pay attention to your surroundings, look how people interact with each other, look how people talk amongst each other, look at how much uh inconsiderate everybody is. So just imagine when the lights go out, and this happening when the lights is on.
Right.
So y'all talking about daggone the killings that happen when the lights is on.
Man, cause uh,
People shooting each other over over parking spots. People shooting each other over disagreements. Guys punching on females in carryouts and then getting shot. This is all happening when the lights is on. So imagine how we gonna be when the lights really go out. You see what I'm saying?
right.
Like this this ain't nothing to play with. And I mean, y'all don't even know like the whole time we be sitting here telling y'all like the whole war kicking off, bro. They making plans to actually have EMPs and all that stuff take out electronics. So it's like, how can we not be so aware of our surroundings and what's our situation today?
Man, uh, it's funny you saying that because again, like you said, we in a whole G5 solar storm, and just because nothing is went out, don't mean it's not gonna ever go out. So if a person is not taking this situation serious, bro, like I don't know what to tell
At this point in time, hold on, 1 second, 1 second. Let me, because I don't want this to interrupt our conversation.
I'm trying to make sure I can. Am I?
There we go. So this video that we're looking at, right, that I just put up on this little screen, this was what, last week? This was last week. So last week we had this video with Mara Fugel, and it was telling we like a couple of episodes back we was telling y'all that Russia planned on putting EMPs in space and all this stuff, and that it was an allegation, and what they were speculating that. Well, later on down the line, it comes out that they really are putting EMPs in the atmosphere to knock out electronics. So when B say when B say we ahead of the curve, y'all might want to listen.
Uh, because again, we approaching a day where one day these phones not gonna work. One day the lights not gonna come on. Not saying they ain't gonna never come back on, but you crazy as hell if you think that you gonna get out of your lifetime without experiencing some period of grid down, independent of a weather event. With all the conflicts going on in the world right now, you out your damn mind if you think that you gonna get to your grave, born accident, if you get old age, you think, except as if you 30 years old right now. If you think within the next 40 years you're not gonna experience a grid down situation that don't have nothing to do with weather, you being real naive. When you have countries out here already talking about using EMP as weapons of warfare.
As weapons of war, that's crazy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
So if you're dealing with an enemy that's willing to cripple your population, that's an enemy that's coming to conquer. See, in the Bible, when nations had wars, they went in and destroyed everything. See, the EMP is going to affect people who not in the military. That's going to affect people who in the hospital, people who may be having. You got to understand, life's still going to be going on whenever this event take place. So you're going to have people on the surgery table. You're going to have people in planes. You're going to have people operating heavy machinery. So the idea of the EMP hidden is that's a real situation, which is why the government is stepping up its efforts to put whenever you got mainstream media talking about EMPs, it's up.
Facts.
So
Facts.
just
Like,
just
hey,
knowing just knowing the climate and the conflicts that's going on around the world, you need to understand that you're not gonna get through the next 40 years without experiencing a grid down event that may be the result of an act of war. And all estimates say, depending on the magnitude and the type of EMP it is, you talk about anywhere from 1 to 3 years without power right off the bat. Right off the bat. So we ain't talking about a 1 or 2 week situation. So in that situation, the grid down you is gonna have to move a whole lot differently from the lights on you. You're gonna have to learn how to cooperate with other groups. That's why if you stuck on this race shit in 2024, you up. If you just on your you just fucking with blacks, you up because number one, it ain't enough of us on this type of shit first and foremost. It ain't enough of us that know how to do shit. And furthermore, it ain't enough of us that will even listen. Niggas be thinking they know how to do shit right off the bat. So, it's something to think about. And it's something to really come to grips with. We are gonna experience a grid down event before we leave this earth.
we're gonna get some type of mass casualty.
Bro, we're gonna experience that. It's too much going on in the world not to. If you look in the Bible, wherever you look, all signs point to rough road ahead. If you're looking at the economy, rough road ahead. If you're looking at the culture, rough road ahead. You're looking at the election, rough road ahead. See, before we even get the grid down, again, with all the cyber events that have taken place, do people honestly think it's not going to be a cyber event that affects the results of this election? And then what's going to be the result of that? Like, if you thinking ain't nothing finna happen, be it grid down or whatever, if you thinking that everything is finna be smooth sailing, you just being naive at this point. You're being deluded
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people are hinging they hope on a man regaining a seat in November.
Hmm.
A lot of people are hinging hope on that. So what's going to happen if it's a situation where the results are close and it's a replay of what they already feel like they got messed out of the first go around? You think people just going to lay down and take it?
Hmm.
People didn't lay down and take George Floyd, be it paid, be it Soros, Antifa paid agitators, or whatever. The fact of the matter is, people just didn't lay down and take that. So you think people just gonna lay down and take this? I mean, we got to think about the climate, how hot this pot is. This pot is hot. You think the pot? We just saw a man lasso a woman down with a belt and rape her between two cars in New York City. This ain't Afghanistan. This ain't over. This in New York City. lasso a belt. You ain't never seen nobody get lassoed in your damn life.
Never,
That's a different level of evil.
bro. That's to lasso somebody together to really like straight run down, grab a person up, tie them down. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Bro, did you see that video?
Nah,
Okay,
bro.
what it was is the lady was walking by. This nigga come up from behind with a belt that I don't know if this nigga been practicing this move or what,
He
but
had to.
he threw that motherfucker. That motherfucker went right over her head, and it was a wrap.
Mm,
Pulled that bitch around her neck. Shit, where you going? You got to go wherever the head going.
yeah,
So
especially
he
if you off guard.
so he choked her down. He choked her down until she was unconscious and raped her for like 20 minutes. See,
That
again, this is the type of society that we living in. We got people who will see shit like this going on, and they ain't finna do nothing but record. So if you're not practicing situational awareness, you're doing so at your own peril. If you thinking somebody gonna help you, you got to realize that day and age where people were raised to help their neighbors, that shit has been over with. That's why you can see right today a woman and a man, or a man and a man, or whatever. But I'm gonna say a woman and a man. You can see a domestic incident going on, and motherfucker won't do nothing. Niggas won't even go rush a motherfucker, and a nigga might be beating the head off this girl. This is the society you're living in. We disconnected, we unconcerned, and all we want to do is get some likes and views. So if you're not practicing situational awareness when you go to the store, you fucking up. When you go to your job, when you on your job, and you getting in and out your car, ain't nobody finna help you.
hmm,
Ain't nobody finna help you. We in a day and time where police departments are telling certain cities, "Hey man, we closed from these hours. I don't know what y'all pretty much on your own."
facts, facts.
And again, the light's still on. So if you're not paying attention to this type of information that Chop shares through, you know, on this platform, you doing so at your own peril. This ain't no penny ante bullshit clown shit that we on over here. Like this is real information that people who are much wealthier as far as financially are listening to. So
And
again, if you want to mimic the actions of those who are where you would like to be. So I would like to be, you know, wealthy one day if that's in the cards. So let me mimic the actions. Most wealthy people are informed about what's going on in the goddamn world that they live in. Because politics affects economy. Finance and politics go hand in hand. So again, the things that we touching on over here, this ain't just no,
foo foo.
it ain't that.
Nah, it's definitely not that. Yeah,
So
man. So like I said, bro, we ahead of the curve, bro. So yeah, man, y'all want to get on now, and not be falling behind. Yeah, man, because like I said, this EMP talk, we've been talking about this for a minute. The grid down, we've been talking about this for a minute, and all these platforms not saying is like biting what we're saying. We're taking what we're seeing from them, and we're
we
actually just
we
using it.
bringing it to our community. That's what
Yeah,
we doing. We bringing this information to our community because by and large, we are not covering these things on YouTube.
exactly.
You got the Angry Prepper, which is a brother in New York. He covered this type of shit. You got Colin Noah. He's pretty much a gun enthusiast, so he don't really just cover things that's not associated with burn arms or the Second Amendment or something of that effect. But outside of those two brothers that's on the prepping side of things, you ain't got a whole bunch that's touching on all these different channels that addressing these issues and bringing it all to one basket and presenting it in this format. Ain't too many people doing this shit on YouTube. Not for us.
Facts.
You got me. You got a shit ton of white people informing they folk about the economy. Buy gold, buy silver, buy some extra cans. I read a post yesterday. A dude was saying, "Bro, if you got extra $20, just pick you up a can a week. You know, build up. You got to start somewhere." This is the kind of conversation you get in the comments on their videos. So what we doing, because we not present at those tables, we taking that information and we bringing it to our people so that we can have some type of chance of survival past 30 goddamn days.
Fact, I was ready to say that because the actual fact of survival is 90 days, 80% of the population is already going to be wiped out. So I ain't trying to be in that 80 percentile.
Right. I'm trying to be like them motherfuckers on The Walking Dead, them black folk that still made it.
Hmm.
Maybe they wasn't even main characters, but you always seen black people in the environment. Yeah.
Right.
That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real talk. And like I said, shout out to Naeem. You know what I'm saying, because she did a excellent presentation for us with the everyday carry and the stuff you should carry for your situational awareness and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
And that video is amazing. She did an amazing job. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's you got see, we got our lights. You know what I'm saying? We got our ones that's holding up the banner, but by and large, man, the reality is our community ain't even concerned about fucking the grid going down. Shit, the grid done went down in their mind already.
Hmm.
They life, the life reflects a grid down situation. Even though you may have power in your house, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? You're not generating. That's why the hood been looking the same like mine. That shit been looking the same all these years, bro.
Right.
You got you got some people in the hood ain't even painted their house in 20 fucking years. And we wonder how the residue of that energy, niggas getting shot at the park, niggas going to jail on the cut, energy builds up in locales. And yet and still, we still go to these places hanging out and shit. But that's another discussion. But I'm just saying, as far as what we doing, we take this information that you ain't gonna get generally in the black YouTube sector.
Facts.
We talking about Diddy, we talking about Drake, we talking about Kendrick, we talking about uh something trendy, or we talking about somebody in sports, or we on this relationship shit,
Hmm.
dating advice and all that old bullshit. But ain't nobody talking about, hey man. And the ones that are now, you have the women, you got a bunch of black women on here that tell you go buy food and buy extra water, but that's primarily because the black woman pretty much has always been the traditional one that did the shopping for the house. Most dudes don't do grocery shopping. They may now, but by and large, women dictate what's in the house. They keep up with the food supply in the house. So
Right.
naturally, you would have a number of black women talking about how prices going up and how we need to, buy extra food or whatever. But as far as getting down into this nitty gritty like we doing, nah, ain't nobody's touching on this shit because we feel so disconnected from the society that we live in. How the hell we don't feel a connection to what's going on in Taiwan, the tensions that's building up. We don't understand how the tensions in between Israel and Iran will affect oil prices, which will affect the gas price that you have to pay. We don't understand that connection.
Hmm.
That's why we don't understand how all this shit is connected because we ain't ever been taught. Nobody ever goes into this. We still stuck on this conscious shit in Africa and all. We barely passed that. We still talking about that shit as if that means something. We've been knowing about goddamn kings and queens and all that bullshit all this time, and that ain't produced a king and queen yet.
Mm, mm.
So what the fuck is that knowledge good for? At least over here, we telling you something that you can actually get off the YouTube and go do. You can actually get off the motherfucking YouTube and go buy some motherfucking cans. Go buy some goddamn water. So yeah, this kind of information ain't present in our sector. So that's why we do what we do. That's why we keep banging on the same shit over and over and over, because these channels that we get this information from, if you look at their catalog, that's all that's on there. But again, this reflects again about the education system. It's a lot of reasons why we feel disconnected and we can't make the connection to see how all this shit is affecting us and the quality of life that we live in.
Y'all,
So,
y'all, and y'all wonder why y'all food prices going up. Why eggs cost so much now? Why milk cost so much now? Why cereal this much? Why they keep
right.
having these recalls on this? Why
Why you
this
why,
keep going on?
why my prescription's up so high? Well, did you know that over fucking 60% or higher all medication in the United States come from China? Did you know that?
Hmm.
Yeah. Just go through your house and find me something that didn't come from these areas of conflict, Taiwan and China specifically. You can't see the connection of how what's going on with the US and China and Russia, and how China, the oil reserves, and how these countries are trying to move away from using the US dollar. That very thing that we idolize, make money phones with and all that shit, we done killed, we done lied. They trying to make this shit where it don't even, what you gonna do when it's no longer of value? It's been happening in history now. Paper currencies have lost all their value. It happened in Zimbabwe in our lifetime. We was alive when this happened. So what's going to happen when the dollar is no longer the reserve currency of the world? That's the only reason the dollar has any weight. It's the reserve currency, meaning it's the top currency in the world right now. Still, but it's fastly losing that position, which is why everything is costing more. You have to use more dollars to get the same shit because the dollar is losing its position on the global stage. That's why I was
Mhm.
saying. That's why I was saying, what the fuck is the trap nigga gonna do if motherfuckers ain't got jobs?
Mhm. Yeah. Real talk.
Yeah, you can't run a barbershop and let somebody coming in that motherfucker helping you pay that goddamn light bill by way of getting haircuts. So how you gonna run a business if ain't nobody got no money to spend?
Right. That's you ain't
How you
lying.
gonna how you gonna re up? How you gonna re up if the instrument that you use to re up no longer has value? Even if you dealing with some Mexicans per se, how you gonna re up and these Mexicans keeping up with what's going on with the currency and they see that the dollar ain't, yeah, how you gonna re up? Because we all know ain't no niggas the plug. We all know this. We all know this. So yeah, how you gonna re up?
Mhm.
So that's just on. But going back to the reason why the information is the way it is, because again, ain't nobody in our sector on this shit, especially in our age group.
Hell
Ain't no
no.
men, ain't no men really banging on this shit.
Hell no.
So that's why, you know, and shit, this shit ain't never been about views. It ain't never been about none of this shit because shit, who gives a damn about a view at the end of the day? Ain't nobody trying to get paid off this shit no way.
Right. I ain't getting monetized off this shit.
Well,
Shit.
you know what I'm saying? I ain't expecting to become YouTube rich off this bullshit. I'm fine with working a goddamn job. I was raised a man don't work, he don't eat. YouTube ain't work in my book.
The cra- the crazy
It's
part
not work
about
that I
this,
ain't tripping. And that shit.
the crazy part about this is, bruh, why am this is all information that you can find. This ain't forbidden
Right.
information and or some information that you can't find nowhere. No, all this shit you can find. They tell you this shit every day, all day long. Every time I click on the when I go to my Google feed, bro, like if I just click on Google and that shit take me to the pages where everything's trending and shit, bro. I see everything right there. What's going on? Houthis, the war in damn the Red Sea, fucking basketball. I see movie shit. I see all the shit. So this information is out there. It's just, are you looking for the information? It's not hard to find.
And again, people need to understand you need to search out information while it can still be found. Because it's coming up on the time. See, that
Hey,
what they doing on the internet now is what they call scrubbing the internet. See, and they manipulating your search results. So if you're not really getting information from books or from reliable sources who do research and have reference sites to validate information, you may be getting a whole AI bot response, meaning that this kind of information coming from a human being, coming from the mouth, word of mouth, people who actually doing the shit. Like I actually got some fucking water straws and a gas mask and all that type of shit. I got that shit. That day and time is coming to an end, which is why so many YouTubers receive strikes for saying certain shit, for bringing awareness to certain things. So, yeah, take advantage because, yeah, we coming up on the time where who's to say it was a time on YouTube couldn't nobody say nothing about COVID. Period.
Perry, yeah,
Period. If it
without getting
wasn't,
flagged.
if it wasn't Dr. Fauci, then you couldn't say nothing. All that alternative shit and all that shit, and this is a hoax. A lot of people lost channels talking that shit because YouTube is a part of Google, and Google is manipulating the motherfucking search engine results. So if you don't really know where to look, if you don't really know how to do research, if you don't know what research or reference materials are, if you wasn't taught that kind of shit in school, you finna be lost out here
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of this shit we already know is bots. They done already told us as much.
Why you think they going so hard on knocking out electronics?
Right.
They ain't you think they just don't want you to talk on the phone and be on YouTube and Instagram? Like yo, that's not the biggest thing, bruh. Is other things being done with electronics that's way beyond your knowledge and you wouldn't even comprehend half the time. So it's like, yeah, they not trying to send EMPs and knock out electronics just so you can stay off fucking social media.
Right. So you got a number of see what the powers that be know is that I always say if you want to get down to the bottom of something, you gotta follow the money. So the powers that be have been talking about a digitized form of currency for years, something that is completely trackable, something where every transaction can be monitored and or approved or not approved based on whatever social credit system that they set up. They already know they're not gonna be able to introduce that shit while people still can move around and have movement and access to certain things. So a grid down EMP situation could not only be an act of war, but it could be used to usher in a digitized form of currency because the grid down, it ain't gonna stay down. See, that's the thing. It's not gonna stay down. It will come back up. It'll take some years to get back up, but eventually it'll get back up. And once it did get back up, now you got digitized currency. You can already buy US. You can buy a USDC, US digital dollar on Coinbase right now.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is not no far fetched shit. You already have places that use that. You got Bitcoin ATMs out here where you can take money and convert that shit into a Bitcoin,
Right.
especially if you got a hard wallet. You see what I'm saying? So this digitized. This is not nothing that this ain't science fiction. This shit is not far off in the future. It's already here. All change that happen in history always happens gradually. Very few things happen spontaneously overnight. That's what precipitates bloodshed and war. So, with this the grid down situation, that could be used by the people we got tension with, or it could be used by your own government. It ain't like the government won't do it. The brother just covered last week how the very government dropped a bomb in the city of Philadelphia on some civilians, on some non-combatants.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because I mean tomorrow's gonna be the anniversary of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like and salutes to the Move family because that's what we talking about. I mean, y'all don't know about that story. That's a deep story. They
And that
dropped.
happened in the 80s. This ain't ancient history. This is in the
Yeah,
80s.
yeah. This not ancient history. This happened. Recent recent times, and literally they dropped a bomb on their own soil to get rid of a whole family. So it's like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh.
So
Stop.
so the grid so the grid down could be used for a number of reasons. It ain't just as a tool of war, as a weapon of war. It could be used by your own government. Shit, well, how you think they stopped the LA riots? They cut the power off and they cut the water off, and in 3 days that shit was over with. They didn't do it because they went in kicking doors and all this shit. Them folks said, all right, you know what? We finna cut this power off. We gonna cut this water off, and we gonna see how long y'all can sit in the house with grandmama and your mama needing their medicine and can't get it. Can't get no air. It's hot. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They shut that shit down in 3 days.
That's
So,
it, and that's
so that
crazy because that's how they perform a lot of raids. You know what I'm saying? Power and yeah,
water,
power and water.
right? Because we haven't been taught how to live or really function without them two things. Not in the natural sense, not in the natural setting. Unless you just grew up in the country and you know about well water and you didn't actually went to a river and drew some motherfucking water and shit like that. You don't really know nothing about how to get water. We got an idea. We got tools to do the shit. But as far as functioning, if something cut that off, we just can automatically hop into this secondary body of knowledge that we got. No, most people don't. How the hell you gonna have that when all your life you done lived in the city?
Hmm.
So bam, government come in, the riots, them boys acting a fool. I'm talking about that shit done went nationwide. This is pre George Floyd. This went nationwide. They shut that shit down 3 days, but simply by cutting off the lights. and the water.
Mm.
All rebellion. How you gonna rebel? You ain't got nothing to eat. You ain't got no water. You ain't bathed in 3 days. Ain't nothing else to steal now. The National Guard out here now. Ain't no more looting. Tanks on the street. Ain't no more looting. Now what? See, example of government using, because that's what happens in a grid down situation. You lose water, you lose power. Government use that to quell a disturbance. So who's to say the government wouldn't use that same and blame it on the EMP
Hmm.
to usher,
That's another thing I was going to get it. I'm glad you said that. Go ahead.
to usher in new laws, new currency, new everything. That's what they did with COVID. That's what they did with this quarantine. We went in the house, the world was one way, we came back out, and the world ain't been the same since.
Hmm. We seen that shit with 9/11.
Right. Woke up, the world was one way. After 9/11, the world been different. Went in the house on COVID, on quarantine, came back out the house, shit ain't been the same. You got motherfuckers still wearing masks, even though you got research that clearly shows how inhaling your own carbon monoxide dioxide is more harmful to you and increases your chances of catching COVID. But because that idea of mask is drilled in people's head, you got motherfuckers still wearing this shit.
Hmm.
So point being, they could say it was an EMP. We wouldn't know. How would we know?
When they sending rockets out in the air at night.
Yeah, how would we know?
I got the video for that. Yeah. All right. So yeah, let's get to what we talk. Let's get into while they here. let's We're gonna start this video for y'all so y'all can understand what we talking about for real. Yeah, I mean that shit crazy, V. And this salutes to Marfugel News. Yeah, I mean he's the one that be bringing me this stuff, bringing this shit to our attention. You know what I'm saying? He does have a EM. Well, he what advertises an EMP shield for the people and shit. So that's something that y'all would want to go do some history on. Yeah, I mean that's a good product.
And the shield is not that expensive. The shield is like three something, and it attaches to your car. And you got some. They have the kind that attached to your circuit breaker in your house. But these items are not that expensive. 300. I don't want to hear that shit. If you got any kind of design in your closet, don't tell me
Hmm,
you ain't got the money. Not like real shit. Don't tell me you ain't got the money.
real shit. If Jordans cost 200 or something, and you got the latest Jordans that just came out, nigga, you can pay for this EMP shield for your house.
All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfugel News. Today, we're going to talk about the war going on above us. This is going to be I think this is going to be a very interesting show because we're talking about something that we have actually covered since kind of the very first rumblings of this, and now more and more is coming out. Of course, everybody is going to be torn on what to believe. Nobody believes our media. Nobody believes our gov. But at the same time, I'm very torn myself about what I think is going on. I do believe that they have something going on above us in space. I know that, of course, it is even space in itself is becoming in question right now. That's how much people just do not trust anything at this point. But the U.S. and Russia is set for a showdown at the UN over nuclear weapons in space. Now, rewind a couple weeks here, you had a very top secret missile being launched by Russia. And this missile that had the MOD, the Ministry of Defense in Russia, launched immediately there was some pretty crazy alarm bells. There was a few emergency meetings that were held across the planet. And of course, right away, you had officials that were briefed on it coming out and saying, whoa, this is an emergency. Don't panic. Anytime the government says don't panic, usually that's probably the time to panic. Said that this is information. Don't panic, but they need to declassify this right now. And at that during that day, we didn't know what the heck was going on. We're like, what the heck did they launch? Again, they didn't tell us much later, and everybody was speculating, like, did they just launch a nuke into space? Is it an EMP? Is it this? Is it that? I think maybe people just guessed it, so they were like, maybe we should just tell them. They still have not told us exactly what it is, and we don't know exactly what they launched. But we do know that SpaceX then launched 3 days later a unscheduled, completely top-secret payload for SpaceX and the DoD, our Department of Defense, and that was supposedly some satellites that can detect nuclear weapons. Now, what did they launch? It sounds like they may have launched some sort of satellite killer nuclear weapon that could knock out all of our satellites. That's what people are speculating about. And now they're going to fight in the UN about it. It says the United States and Russia are set to face off over nuclear weapons in space on Wednesday at the United Nations Security Council, which is due to vote on a U.S. drafted resolution calling on countries to prevent an arms race in outer space. Russia is expected to block the draft resolution, said some diplomats. The U.S. move comes after it accused Moscow of developing an anti-satellite nuclear weapon to put in space. And
Pause. All right. So now, do y'all remember? Not too long ago, probably last year, they was talking about the Space Force and building the Space Task Force. And then next thing you know, when they started talking about building the Space Task Force, all these alien spacecrafts and they getting views of all these alien spacecrafts and all that stuff, right? Fast forward, now we got SpaceX talking about, oh, we finally broke through, quote unquote, the firmament, and we gonna start sending stuff into space. So now we got SpaceX, Space Task Force, and now we got Russia sending quote unquote EMPs into space. So are they not sitting there telling y'all what's going on in y'all face?
Hmm.
Like I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure that shit out. Like they just told y'all what they doing. They building a space task force. Why would they need a space task force? It ain't for no damn aliens.
Right. But damn sure it ain't for that.
It ain't for no damn aliens. It's for this shit. So they probably already had wind of this shit back last year that Russia was probably quote unquote going to be sending rockets into space to try to block or knock out EMPs. I mean, knock out satellites with an EMP.
Right. And then Elon, again, if you think Elon is just somebody that got a lot of money and on Twitter and Tesla,
You think
you
he a
crazy.
douchebag? Y'all think he a douchebag if y'all want to. He's not. He's not that.
Because the question is, what the hell did y'all send up there that quick?
Hmm.
When SpaceX, you ain't your track record of successful launches and landing ain't that hot. Hmm.
So I'm saying, bro.
And
My
who is the
fault.
dude? And who is the dude that just got so much money? You just building rockets, and you working with the U.S. Department of Defense.
Hmm.
So
Cause
keep
don't.
thinking
Yeah,
Elon
cause
just a
that
dude
shit
like
gotta
you.
get cleared. Yeah, that shit gotta get cleared. You can't go up in a certain altitude without being cleared. To do that. So it's like who's clearing this guy to let those rockets go?
Right. But again, with that kind of information, if you think within the next 20 years, the next 10, that we're not going to see some kind of grid jam scenario, just being naive. All I can call that.
Word. And that ain't even all of it. Hold on. Let's get back into it. Because we're gonna get to the solar joint. And I want to touch on what you mentioned earlier about that shit.
Allegation that Russia's defense minister has flatly denied. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Linda Thomas Greenfield and Japan's UN Ambassador Yamazaki Kaizuyuki said in a joint statement on Friday that they have been negotiating with Security Council members on the draft test for 6 weeks. So that's as long, I think it was 6 weeks ago when this whole thing happened. So it's actually been more than a few weeks. It's probably a month and a half. So since this thing started, they've been talking to the UN and trying to work this out. At least that's what they're telling us. The text affirms the obligation of states to comply with the Outer Space Treaty and calls on countries to, quote, contribute actively to the objective of peaceful use of outer space and the prevention of an arms race.
Remember what I was telling you? There you go, right there. Remember I was telling you about the Lil Uzi when he was saying he wanted to buy the planet out there, and they was like, no, they got a treaty or some shit out there that you can't break the treaty and shit. That's what that shit is. That outer space treaty gotta make sure it's fair use for ain't nobody doing nothing crazy. It's basically like a neutral zone.
It's called mutually assured destruction. That's a treaty that neither country, nobody would use nuclear weapons, because if nuclear weapons was used within 90 minutes, you're going to have over 100 million people dead. So that's mutually assured destruction. If one country nuked the other, it's over for the earth, because it ain't just the bomb itself, it's the after effect,
Mm-hmm.
the blocking out of the sun, the ash, the radiation. Ain't nobody gonna survive it.
In outer
So they,
space. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty bars signatories, including Russia and the United States, from placing in orbit around Earth or any objects carrying nuclear weapons or any other kinds of weapons of mass destruction. Now, if you remember, all of the other nuclear treaties have basically been gone for a few years now. All of the New START treaty, all of the treaties where we were able to go look at their stockpiles and they were able to fly over ours, those are gone. Now they're even having problems with the IAEA as far as nuclear plants and inspecting things that are in Russia and in Ukraine. So there's been a lot of problems regarding this as far as being able to inspect their country. We're not able to anymore, and they're not able to inspect ours. So both countries just launched some super top secret load up into space, and most people are just going to kind of brush it off. But as a prepper, we look at it and we look at the big picture of everything. It really does seem like we are on the precipice of a huge event. And I would not put it past Russia to hit us with an EMP at this point. I mean, look at where we are at. I think that it feels really good to think, oh, it's just a nothing burger. And it actually feels good to think, oh, these guys are high-fiving and they're just trying to make money and they're just, just putting it in the laundry and they're all making billions and billions of dollars. It makes you really feel good to know, oh, they're not actually going to do anything. But if you look at in the past, every time that wealth has transferred, there has been massive, massive wars. And it just so happens the people that get the richest.
I was just talking about currency and conversions, and there you go. There you go. Go ahead.
Are the people that own stock and have ownership in these companies that make weapons. In fact, some families like the big kind of 5 families that ran everything, they actually funded both sides of the civil conflict, both sides of separate wars. They
Are
didn't
you
care
listening?
who. They
What happened?
Yeah. I'm just saying, are people listening? They funded both sides of the war.
Hmm. It's
So
not just
who's the real villain? Who was Hussein working for? Who was Bin Laden and all the rest of these villains that they say were villains? Since we know they fund both sides.
see. This is why Marfugu is important, bruh. Like Marfugu, he has people who does research, and he has research. You know what I'm saying, to everything that he's doing. So it's like, bruh, you gotta get with Marfugu. It's crazy. This is why it was important that I had to, we're playing both of these. Cause like I said, B, I'm gonna touch back on what you said with the solar shit.
Yeah.
didn't pick a team. They helped both teams because they were getting their loans back with interest. So they didn't care. They were going to give them some weapons and them some weapons and then watch them basically use them on each other and take each other out. They did not care. They just cared about their money. This war will not only transfer a ton of money, which it already has. There's helicopters flying away with huge pallets of cash, U.S. cash, mind you. But on top of that, you actually have, of course, so much more to come. I mean, you've got money, 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 a printing machine for a massive war like this. On top of that, you have the restructuring of the planet. They're telling us that the world is about to change massively. So this is all on the horizon. This is why preppers prep. This is why we all have a plan with our families if something goes south. We're not just kind of throwing shade to the wind and saying, yeah, it will be nothing. And you know what? I don't need more than a 3 days of food in my fridge because you know what? It's going to be good. They're all full of crap. Well, I sure hope that those people are right. We're going to cover this and much, much more on tonight's Marfugal TV.
Mm, mm. Damn, bro. You see, hold up, bro. That's a hard awakening at the end, bro. That's a
Yeah.
hard awakening. Oh, we. Y'all think to having 3 days worth of food in y'all refrigerator gonna last y'all? Jeez.
And again, this is his own people saying this. These are his folks. And nobody black said that to him. That's his
Right.
people. So the being ignorant is not confined to just us alone. People in general, because ignorance is bliss. If I don't know, then I don't have to be responsible for shit.
Mm.
You can't hold me responsible for something I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? And
Yeah,
so
that's true.
people choose ignorance so they won't have to be held accountable.
Cause this information is out there. So you right, B. You right on
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Because if I know about it, then that means I might have to deal with my conscience if I go to the store and I don't at least try to buy something extra. But I done wasted money on a fit or something of that nature. I wonder again with people that you into one of them dudes or one of them chicks, you just got to be clean all the time. I hope you can put some salt on that shit and eat it when you run out of food. Yeah.
Mm.
I hope that shit is durable in case you have to make a trick.
Yeah.
In case you got to check out. I hope them holes with them jeans that you got with your motherfucking knees out, nigga. I hope them motherfuckers hold up. I hope they hold up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Shit. Shit. Don't
Them tight
forget
fit.
y'all. Don't forget y'all nail polish, bro. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, we got
Don't
that.
forget it. Yeah, make sure y'all throw that in y'all pack, y'all purse, y'all man purse and shit. Make sure y'all get y'all nail polish and shit.
I hope the slides hold them Nike slides. I hope them hoes hold up.
Oh dang, bro.
Again, when you got people like this dude got sponsors. He could be doing a whole lot of other shit to make money, but he's choosing to use his platform to bring awareness to people, and even him in his circle of association, he's still running across those like we do. We all got people that we know. We try to shut some shit with them. They'll listen. They ain't finna do shit.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So to hear him say the 3 day shit was just funny to me because it
Yeah.
just show you how people just choosing to be ignorant today.
And you
Cause
think that's not a real thing, bro? Huh? Them lights go out. That first week, you gonna see
bro,
how
you know
many people. Yeah, you gonna see how many people gonna be looking like zombies. That's why we
because
say the horde.
this is the thing. The in a grid down situation, food is gonna become a comfort item. You're gonna be eating more what's right off the bat just to calm your goddamn nerves.
Mm, stress eating. Mm.
You goddamn right, and smoking. So even if you smoke cigarettes, if you a motherfucker that smoke squares, you ought to be buying cartons of them shit.
Yeah, stockpiling on the cigarettes, right?
Because because
Or
because
buying some tobacco with some roll
because
right.
in a grid down situation, tobacco is gold. Tobacco.
Hell yeah.
See, that's another thing. People don't know about the barter system. Shit that people like. They like coffee. They like cigarettes. They like sugar. They like salt.
Hmm.
These are ancient
What? Sugar crack,
items.
bro.
Right. So in a grid down situation where you have to barter and trade, shit, 5 pound bag of sugar gonna be like gold. 10 pound bag of salt gonna be like gold.
Hmm.
Several several canisters of coffee gonna be like gold. Why? Because you're gonna be able to ration out your coffee not just for yourself, but for others in exchange for goods. Okay, I give you 2 shots of coffee for 3 cans, and that's how that shit go. You know what I'm saying? But when you got again a dude like Mark Fugal, very informed. I know you fuck with informed people. You still running into folks talking about they got 3 days worth of food in their house. They good. It just show
Hmm.
you the level of delusion, bro. I mean, you can't expect people to believe Mark Fugal or a motherfucker like me and you when they didn't believe, hey, Christ.
Shit, they ain't believe Noah when he said them waters was going to come.
Right. They didn't believe this shit. Man, ain't no goddamn rain. You tripping, fool.
Hmm.
Look at this fool out here building this whole ass boat. Yep.
Mm-mm.
Till that
Yeah.
motherfucker got till that motherfucker got sealed up and the first drops start falling. Hmm.
Shit.
So so
Shit
yeah.
crazy.
So that's why this shit is important because again, see how he just touched on they talking about the world being different.
Hmm.
That's a whole that's way past fucking greed down.
That's yeah. Nah, for real. Now make you now make you look at that Civil War movie like was this reality? Like I'm getting deja vu vibes when hey bro, when that shit really hit the fan, bro, and motherfuckers really like see the military flying in and shit falling down. All those movies that they watched, that shit gonna come reality quick.
Man, so it's gonna become reality when that first shot is fired and that first life, that first motherfucker bleed out in the street.
Hmm. And ain't no police coming.
Right.
Mm. I'm thinking, I'm thinking about when that alarm go off. Shit. I know one thing. When that alarm go off, Ebony ain't finna look at me and be like, "So what we doing?" I know that. I know that. So all y'all motherfuckers that just like y'all girls to cook and clean and shut up. And yeah, all right,
Right.
it's cool.
Because again, no matter how much they talk shit, when these lights go out, women gonna be deferring. They're gonna be looking at men that have some kind of motherfucking plan.
Hmm.
I mean, you talk all that hot ass shit right now with these lights on. These motherfucking lights go off, shit gonna go back to fucking natural order. Trust and believe.
Hmm. Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you better have a plan, or you better have some shit in your house and a way to protect. If you know you can't get nowhere, if you know you're not going nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Like if something went down, and you know you finna just be holed up in your residence where you at, then shit, you should have at least have something in that motherfucker and a way to protect yourself.
Hmm.
If you're
Some
not
kind of
going,
defense. Some
yep.
kind of defense.
If you're not going nowhere, if you ain't going nowhere, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a security bar for your doorknob for every door in your house. If you got multiple entryways in your house, you should have security bars that go up under the doorknob in conjunction with your damn deadbolt and traditional lock.
Hmm.
Security bar ain't that expensive, and them hoes work. That's to prevent the kick though.
Right. The chain don't prevent that. Chain
Yeah,
ain't
they
finna
chain.
prevent that.
Yeah, the chain ain't finna prevent nothing. That security bar, that hole, it's gonna prevent immediate entry. It'll give you time to get ready
Hmm.
to either escape or shit fight back. So again, just little simple shit that motherfuckers need to be thinking about because again, if you in some apartments, right, and you the only motherfucker with food, and you start out trying to share it, but then shit get tight, and you don't know when this shit gon' and you stop sharing. How long you think you're gonna be able to do that before hunger make people do something desperate?
Hmm. Real talk. It's a different kind of hunger we talking about here. We
Right,
not
because we ain't
we,
we ain't
we not
talking, we
talking
ain't talking
about,
about 8 hour joint.
yeah.
No, we talking about you ain't ate in a couple of days, and
Hmm.
and you still over here having to smell the food that your neighbor cooking,
Hmm.
but
Cause,
because you didn't
cause you
prepare.
know motherfuckers throwing seasoning in that bitch. They ain't finna eat no motherfucking shit without no seasoning.
Yeah, in the beginning they won't, but as people learn that that's gonna bring trouble, because again, what do people don't have? They don't have a way to heat, i.e., start a fire. and they don't have nothing hardly to cook or cook with water. So cooking like that with seasoning, that's gonna bring wildlife. You can't be talking about grilled down.
Hmm.
Dogs, dogs and cats still gonna be around.
Mm-hmm.
So grilled down, you fucking cooking. You ain't gotta worry about people. You gonna have to worry about wildlife after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Why they tell you in the woods don't cook? Cause shit, it's gonna bring birds.
Word. Yeah, that's the worst thing.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So in that scenario, you cooking and your neighbor don't have food. How long you think it's gonna be before they start beating on your goddamn door?
Hmm.
And then the beat's gonna turn into kicks. What if they try to burn your shit down? Do you have a fire extinguisher? What if they get mad, throw a Molotov through your door or window or whatever? You have a way to put out fire?
I got
You
one better. I got one better, B. Yeah. What if motherfucker try to put some poison in the gas or like some gas poison through your shit? Cause I seen the video of the Chinese dude doing that to somebody, dog, walking over there, squirting stuff through the door, underneath the door and shit like that. Got the people sick.
see? So it's
Gas
just
mask. Yeah.
so it's just so it's just something, you gas mask, respirator. You get you one off Amazon, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, in that situation, when people don't have food, we have lived in. Do you know? Let me tell you how far the lack of food to take you. In the early 1900s, late 1800s, I believe, there was a famine in Russia, and the famine got so bad that the people were literally practicing cannibalism. Do you hear me? You ain't
Mm,
talking. You ain't talking about 500 years ago, ancient times. We talking about. You can Google Russian famine.
mm.
You think I'm bullshit? So there have been periods on Earth where hunger drove people to the point to where they were eating other people. So again, in a grid down, your neighbor ain't got no food. You stay there over here cooking. See, you don't know the lengths that shit will push people to because you don't know history. A lot of people don't know nothing about that Russian famine and where they was actually eating people.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, so again, the grid down situation, that scenario, you ain't going nowhere, you better have a way to protect your shit. Because it's only going to be so long you're going to be able to cook. And if you got a generator or what have you, it's only going to be so long you're going to be able to use that shit without A, having to share it, or B, having to fight people off because they want to take it.
That's just the light part.
Right. So,
See, let's fast forward. Let's fast forward to where we at today with the solar storm. So, as you know, we're in a solar storm right now. Now, has it been as bad as it was supposed to be? But it's the fact that the sun flares is actually reaching our shit. Oh shit! Shout out, bro. Okay, we got somebody in here that commented on that. Yeah, man. Infinity Cree. Shout out to bro. That's my first time
that's,
seeing him in here. Yeah,
that's the
man.
wife. That's
Huh?
the wife.
Oh,
That's the wife.
She done changed it. Come on. Oh man, she over here got me all confused. I thought that was somebody else. All right. Tell her I said salute, happy Mother's Day. Yeah, man. tell her hope all is well.
Oh yeah.
But uh, yeah, she said that was 1920s. So I'm gonna go look at that. I'm gonna go look at that. But yeah, let's fast forward to where we at today. Yeah, I mean we in the solar storms, and the solar storms it's supposed to be for 3 days, right? Right, B?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah, I mean, and we in like the third day, which possibly could be the worst day, but so far it's been cool. But basically, the storm is you're able to see it. Supposed to be able to see it. Some parts you're probably able to see it. I know I haven't seen it yet, so it must not be strong enough for my area. I don't know. Maybe we got because I'm in the city. You know how the lights and shit is, so probably too much lights. Yeah, you know how these small states is with a lot of shit going on. So let's get into that. I like and there's another Marfugel. Shout out to Marfugel. He stay on top of, like I say, he stay on top of it. And that's like B said, who knows? I mean, if they're using a solar storm to knock out the power as an excuse. You see what I'm saying? Like that could be one of the reasons why they blowing the solar storm shit up as big as they're doing it, because just recently, a couple days back, they went and sent something out into space in the dark. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know what they sent out there. And then a couple days later, now we got the solar storm. So they could be masking it, is what I'm trying to say. We never know. But this is the part. This is like the time that we're saying, like, yo, you should pay attention to these little things like this.
Shit, you better.
Word, heck yeah.
Are we supposed to get auroras in places like Florida? I just thought we should warn ya. All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam and K Marf, and this is Marfugel TV. Today, we are talking about solar events. We're talking about all of the events going on around the world. But really, the talk of the town right now is this massive solar event happening right now.
And B, just let me know when to pause it whenever me.
All right.
There are actual issues happening with certain platforms that we are on right now or not on. One of which, the Greenie Meanie, as some call it, was not working for our previous show. And we know that they use a third party for the Rumble. But there's several places around the world that are having severe issues. It's not the end of the world, and it's not a Carrington level event, but that's exactly what we want to talk about. This should be a wake-up call. If you did join us for our previous video, again, there's lots of craziness going on around the world. As far as visible craziness, we're seeing auroras all over the place, from UK, Austria, Russia, Newfoundland. You've got, of course, places all over Wales and in England are seeing these crazy displays, and we are supposed to get visibility of auroras all the way down to places like Alabama. Some are asking if it's going to be seen in Florida. If you look in the right place, you might actually see it. Up here in Washington, where I'm at, up in the Northwest, we are supposed to be able to see it with our naked eye. So this is really insane as far as I've been waiting my entire life to see something like this. It's still light out. It's actually a 90-degree day here for some odd, crazy reason. But when it does get dark, I'm hoping to see this. This is going to get worse into the next 3 days, or at least it's going to continue, because Friday into Sunday, there are multiple storms that are hitting us. They have even said that if you take the eclipse glasses, and I'm not suggesting this, but they said if you take the solar eclipse glasses and look at the sun, people are saying that you can visibly see the sunspot or the lack of sunspot that is there. I don't know if that's true. I don't have eclipse glasses, but that is what the chatter is on different social media platforms. They're saying if you put those solar eclipse glasses on and look at the sun, not recommended, that you are able to see this gigantic sunspot that is happening, or at least you were able to at some point. At least that's what they were saying. As far as these solar storms, they can actually affect our grid. They can affect our navigation systems, our GPS. They can affect all of our radio communications. And it looks like they already are. As far as this goes, it can also affect our internet and different internet services. It can affect our 911 systems. It can affect all sorts of systems. It can affect hospitals and pharmacies and everything else. So that's why we want to make sure to warn you guys, this is just the beginning. And this isn't like something that, we can't tell. We've been talking about this for 4 or 5 years, talking about specifically 2024 into 2025 was going to be the peak. Now, we've also covered there is absolute evidence that the peak has actually moved further up, and they're saying that the peak is actually closer than they thought because they don't know exact peak, but it's around the halfway point, and they said that that has actually moved up. So we might see this craziness in the next few months as far as the worst part of this. This is just the beginning of the peak, and as predicted by many, 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 many scientists and experts, that this would be the time when we would have this peak of unpredictable solar events.
Salute, Theo. I see you.
Right now, we're having one of the largest in our lifetimes, and of course, I believe the largest in the last 20 years. It is affecting a lot of different systems, but this is just yet the beginning. This is Friday night. This is on top of all of the things that just headed our way. That's kind of the first ones hitting. So the first ones hit quite a few hours ago, and it's going to continue to hit all the way till Sunday. So really, really crazy. Again, we'll continue talking about this. I'm going to show you a piece that talks about kind of the internet part of that and tons of other crazy stuff. So we'll be right back right after this.
So I'm saying, so we ain't done. We ain't done with the solar storm shit yet. Yeah, man. So like I said, this is just the beginning type peak type shit. So I say ain't no telling if they're using this as a mask. Who knows? But what me and B always say is stay prepped, stay ready. If you go into the store, you go into the market, grab a couple extra cans, grab an extra thing of water. You do this on your daily, and by the time you figure it out, it's like muscle memory. And by the time you're done, you'll have a cabinet or a pantry full of stuff. So, and you want to get non-perishables, stuff that's gonna last, shelf life stuff. You know, every, you don't gotta go all out. I'm gonna spend $300 just on pantry food. Nah, you can do $10 at a time. I mean, $5 at a time. Shit, $1. Canned food don't cost that much. Waters don't cost that much. Water only costs $1. Probably $1.29, depending on what kind of brands you getting or something. So prep for these things. Get these things ready so that when lights and stuff do go out, grid goes down, you don't have to be the ones beating on your neighbor door because you don't went without food for 2 weeks now, and you still smell your neighbors cooking. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna be problems. That's gonna be probably. You see the thumbnail. The thumbnail show you all they wanted was some medicine. He ain't even get a chance to come up to the door to knock on the door to be like, bro, can I borrow some medicine? He stopped them in the walkway, and still he had to pay for it. After they done pulled the gun on him, and he's supposed to know him. Shit, you think your neighbor's finna open the door for you when the grid goes down? Shit, like B said, motherfucker be out there beating their girl brains in. The nigga won't even stop that shit. They'll be recording though. Shit. So yeah, we gotta step it up. We gotta do better. It's why we bring Marfugal so that y'all know what's going on in the everyday and not what they just want y'all to see. You know what I'm saying? Not, not just no bullshit on the everyday. This shit that we talk about over here really takes you a long way. Yeah, I mean that like B said, that EMP shield, that's a necessity. If you can spend $200, $300 on Jordans, you can you can buy a damn EMP shield for your car, an EMP shield for your house. That shit hooks right up into your circuit breaker. The car shit hooks right up on your little battery joint, mounts right on your battery, and it stops all electronic like EMP frequencies from frying your electronics. Protects all that shit. Uh, shit. Damn, I wish I had the joint on here where he was talking about the EMP shield. That would be dope. But I don't have it on here. But it's good though. But yeah, Marfugal the guy. Y'all go to Marfugal. Yeah, I mean, y'all type that in, subscribe, ring that notification, cause he normally goes live like night times for real, 10, 11 o'clock. So I don't know if he on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast, so that's like 10, 11 o'clock on my time. He normally goes live around that time. Then you got Redacted. Redacted is another one. Redacted was just talking about how the Boy Scouts changed their name to the Scouts of America. And they're not discriminating against transgender kids coming to their shit. Right after, right after now, Biden signed uh a bill saying that they're gonna get rid of the gender shit. Period. It's just if you how you feel is what you are. How you feel determines what you are. So you can today or tomorrow you can just feel like, yeah, I want to be a girl and do all girl activities. So he Biden is passing that joint. Go look it up. If you think I'm lying, go look it up. I think I think Texas was the first one to go up against it, and I think Florida was the second one to go up against it. And all this and all that happened while Drake and Kendrick was beefing. So you see how you got those distractions. They'll put uh, all this shit out there, but they won't tell you how they coming up with a bill that takes away genders and shit, and how you feel that makes you what you are. So you think they really gonna tell you, motherfucking, yeah, Russia got these EMPs and they ready to set them off and shit? Nah, hell nah. They'll put that shit in the movie for you. And if you, like I said earlier, when the shit really hits the fan and shit really kicks off, bruh, y'all gonna look at Civil War and leave the world behind and shit like that, and y'all motherfuckers gonna be like, yo, damn, bruh, if this ain't that, bruh, if this ain't that, like, yeah. So yeah, y'all need to be prepared, bruh. Y'all need to be ready for these things, this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Marfugel, he's on it, bruh. This shit right here is happening now. This shit right here is happening now. Like, we are at a time where we're really in a war to see who's gonna come out as the top country for real. Who's gonna be the top dog? We're under attack. Y'all think bridge collapsing and shit is just out the blue? Them bridges been up since I think B said the 70s. The Key Bridge in Baltimore been up since the 70s. Never been hit before. Nobody grazed it, chipped it, scraped it, none of that. Now all of a sudden the shit down. Naeem was telling y'all on the live that particular bridge imports and exports goods. That particular route, we got ships out there that transport goods to the people. The Red Sea is in the war right now for $1 trillion route. So how, if the Key Bridge down and is blocking the shit, how can we get the boats out there to deliver them goods? So y'all don't see, like, you're not coexisting these things. Y'all not putting these things together. Like, come on now. This is why these conversations be so important. This is why y'all need to listen to the context and not worry about, oh, is this shit entertaining? I ain't come here to fucking entertain y'all. I came for the people who, salutes to the people that's in here. Yeah, I mean, I came for y'all to motherfucking wait, let y'all know, like, look, this what we going through right now. Yeah, I mean, this what we need to prep for. We need to prep for these things. Shit. And if it wasn't for B, I probably wouldn't even be doing this shit. I'd probably just be prepping by my damn self. You know what I mean? Enjoying other people's lives. Be the one motherfucking was like, yo, nah, bro, we on the same time. We need to damn me spread this shit. I mean, I'm only gonna do this, yeah, I mean, for you. Now, like, shit, fuck it, let's go then. Like, and he been true to it, and he been true to it. You know what I'm saying? Got me life straws, got me motherfucking map navigation books. Yeah, I mean, uh, evasion books and shit, escape and evasion, and they army books. These ain't no motherfucking map navigation for dummies. Nah, this ain't that. This is motherfucking U.S. Army books with the seal on that shit. So when I say, yeah, yeah, y'all take this, yeah, I mean, cause he the one did this shit. I mean, Russia got satellites going up. I mean, EMPs going up to knock out satellites. Are y'all ready for that? Can you go to your pantry right now and look at that motherfucker and be like, I got 2 months worth of cabinet food. I got 3 months worth of cabinet food. The first year, I'm telling you, the first year is go. It's already statistic. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. If the grid was to go down and everybody was just supposed to go off living off land, it says within a year 90% of the population would be dead. They wouldn't even survive out of there because we're so dependent on electronics. And how many of y'all right now say that y'all motherfucking cook in the kitchen and not DoorDash shit, or motherfucking hit the market like B said and actually do legit market runs and not motherfucking just for the night. I gotta hit the market for the night. That's the time we in. But motherfuckers just go to the market for tonight. We gonna order out. We got DoorDash and all this shit. Thursday, I'll cook something. What happens when ain't no more DoorDash? When ain't no more motherfucking just going to the market freely? That's what we gotta wake up to actually think about and be and the shit be on. Not all this fuck shit about motherfucking who the best rapper and is Drake lying or is Kendrick lying? Who gives a fuck? We just showed y'all that the Hollywood strip, like what episode was that? I can't even think of what episode that was. We just showed y'all, I think it was like 15 or something. We just showed y'all that the Hollywood strip is gone. People still getting Hollywood stars on a strip that's dead. Homeless motherfuckers living on it. All the buildings down there boarded up. Fucking, you got a couple souvenir shops, a couple little restaurants. Yeah, I mean, but other than that, that shit dead. But motherfuckers still getting Hollywood stars on that shit. How? You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Time to wake the fuck up. Shit ready to be non-existent. It's gonna be fast too. In the blink of an eye. Motherfuckers is like B said, when shit kicked off, 9/11 kicked off and shit ain't been the same since. COVID, shit ain't been the same since. You see how the motherfuckers act when COVID hit. You see how motherfuckers act when that shit motherfucking hit. What? Let the grid go down. That shit, the lights was on. Just look at how the stores and people was acting when they had to go stock up at the last minute. And that was happening when the lights was on. So just imagine how it's gonna be when the lights is off, and you can't. And then there's no that people don't have to fear about the police coming to get them. They don't have to fear about breaking no laws and stuff like that. Come on now, this stuff ain't for play, bruh. This stuff ain't for play. Let's finish. Oh shit. Let's finish off with Marfugal. Where was we at?
You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. If you have not already, it helps us out if you end up going through any of our affiliates, and it helps you out if you end up protecting yourself against cybercrime. NordVPN is one of the best and one of the easiest to use. If you do not have a virtual private network, it protects your IP address, which is your online identity, which actually connects to your real address and everything else. It also connects to you. If you know anything about how they are data logging and basically getting your profiles down, you can prevent that by having a VPN. Nord is, again, one of the easiest. Download it. It's like an on switch and off switch. All you have to do. Go to marfugalnews.com/VPN. Not only will you get a giant discount on this, but you will also be helping us. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate everyone that goes through any of our affiliates. Can't say thank you enough.
We don't want no more. It's gonna be a space war. We don't want more. We don't want more.
All right, what is going on, you guys? It's Adam A.K. Marf, and this is Marfugal News. By the way, Carol says, appreciate all you and Dex doing fantastic. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. And then also, I did want to say I got a lovely letter from Sarah from, and I'm hoping I'm saying this right, Wapakoneta, Ohio, Wapakoneta, and also put Lakeview, I think, there. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they're from Ohio. They said that they went through, in March, a really bad tornado, and they were prepped because of us. So they were actually prepping for SHTF, but they ended up having a tornado go right through, and they said that they actually had extra food and water, and they were good for the 4 days they didn't have power and everything else. So it is to make a point that if you do have basic plans and if you do it responsibly, you're not going to be selling your house and building a bunker in your backyard. You're going to be, of course, gathering as a little bit at a time. Payday Preps over on Alaska Prepper does a really good job of teaching you what to buy affordably to spend a few bucks, even $10 a week or $10 a paycheck on prep. So I'm very glad that was something that happened. So thank you, and Sarah, I hope you and your family are good. And then U.S. Russia, as far as this stuff goes, this is wild because we know something is going on. That is my opinion. Let's bring in my co-host / internet brother, Dex James. What is going on, and how are you doing today?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Fugle fam. I'm doing just fine.
So this whole thing is wild. I mean, we're potentially talking about they have put a nuke in space. We don't know what's actually going on. North Korea is also launching mysterious rockets into space. And then, of course, they're doing a nuclear trigger simulation. This whole time, for the last 5 years, we've said we thought that North Korea would be the one. If anybody was to launch a nuke, it would be North Korea, and then North Korea would be wiped off the map. But North Korea and Kim Jong-un and his family and his circle would probably go to some other country and get a seat at the table, and he doesn't care about his people. I mean, heck, he put his uncle in front of an anti-air missile weapon or a SAM weapon. So I don't think he cares much if he leaves that behind. But yeah, he probably lose some power, but who knows? He's probably a puppet at this point. But North Korea is doing this nuclear simulation, and we've talked about it for years, that if anybody was to launch, it would probably be them. But who knows? Maybe there's already one in space. Dex, what do you think about the whole secret launch situation?
Yeah, I mean, we know North Korea has 2 satellites that are dormant that are going right over the hotspot of the EMP location in the middle of America. They travel over it once a day, I believe, and they have never been in communication with it. So either they're dead or they are actually just waiting for their command, and they're trying not to send any information to it so they can leave it ready to be used. So, yeah, that and the fact that they're not, when they talk about this, Adam, they don't even bother mentioning the fact that a nuke in space equals an EMP, a high altitude EMP. So yes, it's going to destroy satellites, but at the same time, there's an effect to the people down below. It doesn't hurt us physically, but it does in time, because it wipes out our power grids. It wipes out anything with a lot of copper wire, and it all gets energized quickly, and everything gets zapped. So it's amazing how they just brush that off and act like this is just a space-only issue. And when I say they, I'm talking about these top politicians and these government officials and all of, whether it's at the UN or wherever else, it's always about satellites, nothing else.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Because once that shit go up there, what if it loses power and now all of a sudden that shit just falling down? You mean now we got debris falling from the sky? Shit like that. Not thinking of shit like this. This shit right here is definitely spooky, bruh. It's spooky because, like you said, it's not only Russia. You got Korea doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's up there? The movie. What was that movie that just came out? Something don't look up or something like that. I think that's what it was called. I mean, why they coming out with movies telling you don't look up? What they don't want you to see up there? Why would they fire a rocket at night and not in the daytime where we can see what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And the increase of rockets being sent out there. Let's see if I can pull up that video of let's see if I pull up that video of the rockets getting sent out there at night. Where's it? Don't worry, I got it. I got it. Don't worry. I have to. All right, there you go.
Taking a look from some pad views here at SpaceX. I'll just note for a little bit of housekeeping. The countdown clock at the upper right-hand corner of the screen is in real time. The bottom of the screen coming in from SpaceX on a slight delay, so you'll see some events happening in real time on our feed and then from SpaceX in a slight delay, so just want to make sure you're aware of that discrepancy. We have word stage 2 LOX is complete, and you're seeing the ground gas closeouts here from our camera views.
Now, what can you see? You can't see nothing. It's shit pitch black. And they supposed to be taking shit, dropping shit off in the sky up there. Like, what we looking at? What we gonna see?
We're now less than a minute.
So, and I ain't mean to
Taking a look from some pad views here at SpaceX. I'll just note for a little bit of housekeeping. The countdown clock at the upper right-hand corner of the screen is in real time. The bottom of the screen coming in from SpaceX on a slight delay, so you'll see some events happening in real time on our feed and then from SpaceX in a slight delay, so just want to make sure you're aware of that discrepancy. We have word stage 2 LOX is complete, and you're seeing the ground gas closeouts here from our camera views. We're now less than a minute away from the launch of the Galileo satellites. We're fairly certain our countdown clock is now in tune with a countdown, although there's some slight uncertainty, but we're fairly close here, about 30 seconds away. And we do have confirmation that we are go for launch. Coming up on about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Engine ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket carrying 2 Galileo satellites to medium Earth orbit. The Falcon 9 has cleared the tower, and for the first time, Galileo satellites for the European Commission are flying under the power of an American-built rocket. Let's listen to the roar of those 9 Merlin engines. now coming up on a minute into flight. All moving nominally with this mission so far. About to approach max Q, the point of greatest aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle. And some great tracking views from our team here. This view from Pete Karstens with Max Q Productions. Falcon 9 now supersonic, which means it is traveling faster than the speed of sound.
Y'all notice how that joint rotated, right? I ain't
As the
want to
vehicle
say
is
nothing.
passing through Max Q, we're now just about a minute away from a few different events coming up in rapid succession. MECO, or main engine cutoff, coming up at T plus 2 minutes and 45 seconds, followed by stage separation 3 seconds later, and then second stage engine starter S.1 T plus 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Now 2 minutes into flight. They're now thermally conditioning the Merlin vacuum engine, preparing it for its ignition. Some views from our tracking camera here at the press site from our Adam Bernstein. And this from Pete Karstens with Max Q Productions. Less than 20 seconds now until MECO.
And all this is happening before this solar storm. Dubai, Dubai had a
And MECO,
rain issue because they was
stage
seeding the
separation.
clouds. FYI.
And SES-1 second stage engine ignition. You've seen those events now. A slight delay from the SpaceX feed. See that first stage booster falling away from the upper stage. And at the request of the European Commission, we are not getting upper stage views of the payload. You're looking here at the control room in Hawthorne, California. You'll hear a call out for fairing separation in about 30 seconds or so. Go ahead and try to listen in for that in just a second.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And with that call out from Mission Control, we have confirmation verbally, unfortunately not visually, of fairing separation. And because of the request of the European Commission, this will be the last bit that we see here from SpaceX as they wrap up this part of the mission, although given the timeline from past Galileo launches heading up to medium Earth orbit, and as we saw with the gray protective band on the Falcon 9 second stage, it'll be quite a long time before we get confirmation of deployment of the satellites for the Galileo constellation. Taking a look here, SpaceX actually providing a graphical representation of their launches and landings over the course of the years here. And as the cadence picks up, you can get a good indication of just how much things have increased over time. Again, taking a look now, we're in 2021, now 2022 on this timeline. You can see just beneath the launches icon the number of landings both for Dragon spacecraft as well as first stage boosters and the payload fairings.
Now my question would be, how many of y'all knew about those rockets that was taking off? Can y'all honestly say that y'all knew about, because this rocket that took off at night, I just happened to catch that on the Humble. I didn't know nothing about it taking off. I just happened to catch it, and I called B. That's the first thing I did. Call B like, "Hey, bro, you know about a rocket taking off?" And he like, "Hell no, what rocket?" And I was like, "Bro, they got a whole rocket ready to take off. I'm watching it live right now." Like, so that shit was big. I recorded that shit live. That as that shit was happening. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, they don't tell us these shits is happening until shit really hits the fan and it's already too late and you get that warning. You know, this is why we like I said, we beat it in your head to be prepped and be ready. Because they're not gonna give you they're not fitting to come down out of nowhere and just be like, yeah, D-Day is this day. And you have T minus 365 days, 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 30 seconds. They ain't fitting to do that shit. You gonna have a timer on your screen that counts down. They not finna do that, bruh. Not finna get it, bruh. This shit gonna be too late. By the time that shit kick off, bruh, alarms is gonna be going off. Shit, buildings gonna be on fire. Motherfuckers gonna be dying in the streets. Ambulance is not coming. Police not. They already got the FBI already put out warnings that you gotta be careful if you live in a major city. Sheriffs already done gave you warning, came out saying, look, we get hacked on a regular on cyber attacks. We've been trying to link with Biden and their committee to see how we gonna improve our shit, so that this can't happen. They refuse to meet. More police sheriffs is coming out talking about some, well, we're gonna go to a automated service around this time that anything after 12 o'clock going to an automated service till 6 o'clock, where somebody's gonna come take your report and motherfucking will investigate after that. By that time it's too late. So all this shit is coming out back to back to back. Go watch the previous episodes. You'll see the shit. This shit really is like B said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You don't want to be at the end of the deadline trying to figure out some shit. Cause when them lights go out, your girl, your wife, whatever, first thing she gonna do is look at your ass and be like, yo, what we ready to do? B said it's gonna be a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people. All right. Yeah. That's gonna be a tough pill to swallow. I'm letting you know that now.
Yeah, when the government officials tell you don't panic, you panic, and when they say they're here to help, they're not. So it's like they're telling us that they're here to help us, and they're telling us not to panic. I think maybe just maybe people should start paying attention. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's do a quick roll call while we can. Thank you, Julie C. We got Seeking Truth. Thank you. By the way, thank you to Jacob Israel.
And he not lying. He not lying. People telling you something, you might want to listen. You might want to like, hold on. I got a clip. I got a clip just for y'all. Yeah, I mean, hold
Hunger
on.
Games, and you sided with the Resistance. You watched Star Wars, and you sided with the Resistance. You watched The Matrix, and you understood and sided with the Resistance. You watched the movie Divergent, and you sided with the resistance. You watched V for Vendetta and you cheered on the resistance. When it's fiction, you understand and you side with the resistance. Yet when it's happening to you in real life, right now, in the news, in the world, right now, you refuse to see it when it's the reality that you are living in. You're afraid to resist in real life. Phew, blows my mind. So you watch.
I'm saying, like, is he lying? Is he lying? Y'all ask yourself that. Did anything he say was just a lie right there? Every movie that we done seen pre-programmed us and uh set us to be in this particular position that we in now. If you really think about it, they've been telling us we had to rise up the whole time in order to get shit changed. You don't want to rise up, shit ain't gonna change. We just gonna keep doing what we doing. We'll keep, and then we're gonna keep throwing it in your face, throwing it in your face. Leave the world behind. A lot don't them that shit happens. What happens when motherfuckers really get the code to hack a Tesla car and weaponize them shits? Everybody want to be motherfucking going electronics with all the electronic cars and all this shit. Shit. My wife was just telling me something about they was working on a flying car. They working on a flying car. Motherfuckers can't drive on the road. Motherfuckers can't drive on the road. And you talking about a flying car? Come on now. Motherfuckers can't drive on the road. What happens when the engine fails on that motherfucker? What happens if somebody hacks that? Like, that bitch gonna come down. It's in the air. It gotta come down. Gravity gonna pull that shit down. So we just make it crash landings anywhere now. Like, come on now. Motherfuckers be worried about the wrong things. Y'all worry about fucking trying to make flying cars. But yet y'all still can't figure out how to stop homelessness. Come on now. Stop playing. Like, y'all motherfuckers still trying to figure out how to stop cancer, but feed us cancerous food. You ever looked at the warning labels on some of the foods, bro? It tell you like, yeah, this in this state, this joint got banned for motherfucking having cancerous effects. But we can sell it over here though. We can sell it in this state because, yeah, I mean, that was only in that state it got banned. It ain't get banned over here though in this state, so y'all can have it. The same day, they had that bullshit implosion with the submarine was the same time they approved lab grown meat. I don't think y'all grasp that concept. I don't think y'all grasp that concept. The same day that the implosion happened and them people decided they wanted to risk their lives to go find the Titanic in a fucking empty soda can and a off-brand universal controller from Amazon. They decided they want to do that. I don't see how that's televised to us, how we supposed to care and be concerned about something. But ask yourself now, are you concerned with anything that I was doing before this? So why the fuck should I be concerned about some damn people that got money that want to risk their lives to go do some dumbass shit when they had the money to do the shit the right way? Just to find out they getting approved to sell you lab grown meat that don't even come from the natural source. Y'all wonder why y'all motherfucking McDonald's burgers and shit be tasting funny, and yeah, the food that you don't, that you like to eat before just oddly tastes weird now. They not fitting to tell you what the fuck they fitting to do until the shit already done. Once the shit done and over with, then we gonna tell you the shit. Yeah, oh yeah, bro. Well, while that was happening, we did go ahead and do this. Shit. Shit. I'm ready to wrap this joint up. Yeah, man. It's been real. I appreciate y'all stopping through. Yeah, y'all get ready for the next one. You know, but just think about it. When you on your days out and y'all stopping, just think about, man, maybe I should grab an extra water this time. Maybe I should grab an extra can. Maybe I should go ahead and put my money into grabbing some silver, grabbing some packs of tobacco, some cans of coffee. Cause that shit, when the grid go down, motherfucker ain't gonna be no motherfucker cash at. Yo, cash at me this, cash at me that. Ain't gonna be that. Y'all better learn how to do the barter system. We taught y'all that on one of the previous episodes. Go look at it.
What is that very first song that stamped hip hop as your favorite genre? I'm not talking about the very first song you heard. I'm talking about that song that made you feel at home when you heard it. For me, it was Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life. I remember me and my brother, we was standing in front of the house and he was just describing to me how the little girl was singing the chorus. And in my head, not knowing how things work, of course, I'm like, hey, why he ain't pick me for that video? So I studied that video, studied that song, and I just knew that this is where I'm going to be at for the rest of my life. Or how about that very first pair of sneakers you bought? Now, I didn't have the money, but I begged my mom for like a month straight to have $75 so I can go get me some all-white Air Force Ones. At the time, they were only $65, plus tax made them $70, and then I needed some bus fare to get back and forth home. Because those times, somebody wanted some gas money, and I just ain't have it to give. You wasn't dipping into my Air Force One money. I dreamed about them shoes day in and day out until they was on my feet. You know how geeked I was to be walking around with those on? Now, what about the biggest sports moment that you heard about, even if you didn't watch sports? I still remember everybody and their mama talking about how AI crossed Jordan. Now, until that moment, you wouldn't even dare think that something like that could possibly happen to Jordan. So yeah, that was just the word, just I remember it. I remember. And I'll never forget the very first movie I remembered every line to, front to back. Because
all you do is spin record. That's all you do.
We were born in this culture. We were raised in this culture and seen the evolution of this culture. And my passion for my culture compelled me to create Without Google the card game to test your knowledge of music, movies, sports, and fashion. Go over to withoutgoogle.store and make that purchase today. So the next time someone misses game night and it was lit, just let them know. You just had to be there.
glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Naeem Edwards.
Collecting information through spying is essential to wielding power. To wield power, you need to understand others, their intentions, goals, and ambitions, as well as secrets, weaknesses, and ulterior motives. This knowledge enables you to predict what they'll do in the future. However, most people won't intentionally tell you these things. You need a way to ferret out the information without their knowing it. When you know your opponent's secrets, you can predict his behavior and control him. You can enlist spies to gather intelligence for you, but it's better to be a spy yourself. Adopt a friendly manner, and you'll get people to spill their plans and weaknesses. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. Law 14 of the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.